Hi, my name is.
Phenomenal. Hi, Nisat.
Sorry.
How are you? No worries at all. Another episode of our student voice where I have the huge pleasure and I'm humbled to bounce off ideas of a future back vision. A vision that is specifically tied to foster community on campus for students. That's what we do with vyry and the company Digital. Today I have Nisat. First of all, Nisat, thank you so much for being part of the community. You have been having such an invaluable contribution with your ideas, your really proactive way of sharing insight in a very nuanced way. Do you mind just real quick introducing yourself with our audience? You know, what schools are you going to and what are you studying?
Sure. My name is Nisat. I go to Stony Brook University and I'm a junior right now, and I'm studying computer engineering.
All right. Greetings to all the fellows at Stony Brooks. Computer science, very, very exciting. So, are you ready to jump into the future and then describe it into in a present mode? Are you ready to kick off things, Nissan? Should we do it?
Yes.
Right on, right on. Um, so, students on campus, statistics say that between 60 and 70%, they are surrounded by thousands of other peers that are studying, but they feel lonely. And the way that they kind of fill that void is jumping either on games or on social media, right? But social media is actually more kind of a fugitive way to go into activities that don't really fill the void of fostering community and being more digitally social. My question, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on you, right? So I'm pretty confident you are on the TikToks of this world and you use the Instagrams, right? So how do you feel when you see that you have hundreds or thousands of followers or maybe also called friends? How does it make you feel? Is it more, do you feel more part of it when you go on social media? Do you feel that you belong, or what are your sentiments there? How do you feel about that, Nisa?
So I think on the social media platforms that mainly consist of followers and likes, they're very entertainment based. So you're maybe making content and maybe you get these likes and followers, but you're not really interacting with them um, through maybe having a conversation or creating something together. You're more so just maybe uploading something and having people react to it. It's not very much a very collaborative social interaction. And so you don't really feel a sense of belonging with the people who like or follow you. You don't have a connection with them. And I think that's something that definitely lacks in social media is kind of you brought this up how students use it to escape their reality. They want to get out of what they're doing in the real world, but they do so through consuming entertainment instead of um, maybe doing something else that would be more collaborative. So I think that is kind of where Phygital can come in, is that you can collaborate with people around you and still escape your reality in a sense, except it does kind of bridge with your reality. So it's not completely replacing
I
it.
love it. I love it. You're making a very very phenomenal case, and you're using here a word several times. Collaboration. You said you don't really collaborate, and collaboration is not just being entertained or liking things. So you are stressing this act of collaboration. Do you mind just double clicking on that? Why do you think, and why do you actually have this feeling of collaboration is relevant to foster community? Can you double click on that?
I think, especially in America, we have this very individualistic culture that I think is fostered by social media. Is a lot of the platforms how you kind of thrive on them is you create content on your own and you're not, again, collaborating with others. And I think that's super important because in order to have a sense of community, you need to interact with other people and create something together. Actually, work together in a sense. And I think social media is kind of pushing, at least the social media apps right now, and even the culture in our real life is more individualistic, and that kind of takes away our sense of belonging. We don't really feel like we're a part of something bigger. We think we're just doing one thing for ourselves, and maybe that kind of interacts with others, but you're not creating something together with other people, and that takes away from I'm part of a community. It's more I'm one person in this community and I interact with others, but not really working together, if that makes sense.
Wow, wow, wow! That is huge. I love it. I love it. Well, Nisat, in light of the time, I would love to double click on several things, but in light of time, let's catapult us into exploration mode. You have been part of the early adopter group of the vyry application. You went through VO1, VO2. We are right now releasing the VO3 mode. By the way, heads up for all out there, VO4 in April is the first one being completely redesigned with a usability experience from mobile into spatial in a very unique way. So stay tuned, and definitely Nisat will keep you posted on there. Now, navigate here the audience, please. The first experiences that you have had with vyry, which is a new way to foster community through a playful way of creating things, self-expression, right? Where on campus you basically the campus becomes basically the Canva and the playground, if you so want, right? I know I remember vividly last week you said, yeah, we went through the process here of creating multiple digital graffitis. Do you mind expressing yourself on how that made you feel, and maybe also in contrast to what you were saying before?
Yeah, I think it was really fun to try the app for the first time. So you basically collect signals and you see signals from other students from other campuses, combine them together to make your digital XVD. I think something that's really
What's a
cool
signal?
is
Sorry, Nisa, to interrupt you. Interrupt you. What's a signal? Just here for the audience. How would you translate that?
so a signal is basically an object kind of in your real world. So for example, you could take almost like you could take a picture of an object in a clear background and you crop out the picture. So it's just like collecting the object without the background.
Okay, and then it becomes digital, right?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, thank you for explaining. And sorry to interrupt. And then you were saying you were taking the signal.
Yeah, so taking the signal, combining it with other objects in other campuses, so those other signals, and creating something called a digital XVD. And that's basically where an AI will take the signals together, make something new out of it. So it becomes sort of like one object, one digital XVD. And you can go ahead and take that and place it somewhere inside your world on the campus, for example, or even indoors. So I think that was really cool to be able to place it somewhere because you can place a lot of signals at once with other people and create something new based on that. So you're kind of merging this digital world with your physical world. And I think that's pretty cool. It
Why?
kind of,
Why is it?
I would say, like, it adds another layer to your actual world. Sometimes it's not easy to maybe make something physical. Um, and just add it to your real world, especially because of constrictions with, like, for example, if you want to put something on your campus, you can't really do that unless you get approval. So having this, it's not necessarily there in the physical world, but you could still interact with others and place things and kind of make the community your own in a sense. You can kind of customize it. So I think it's cool that you kind of have more of a say of what your campus sort of looks like in that sense. It's just another layer on top of the physical world, so it adds something extra to it.
And
So
what
I
would
think that's
motivate you to do it again? What are your thoughts there? What would motivate you to do this again, and not just an experiment one, two times? What motivates you there to do this again?
I think something that really motivates me is the challenges that we have. I think those are really cool because you kind of have this goal in mind. And I think this is where the next version is coming to is you can interact with other people who have similar signals as you and do challenges in that regard. You can swap signals. So kind of having that sense of something extra on top of just creating the XVD. So more motivations there. having people upvote your X videos, showing you that they like what you created, and being able to interact with them that way. So kind of just gauging similar interests with other people, what you guys have in common, and getting to meet new people that way, because we're often kind of blocked up in our own worlds, with maybe a few people that you know in real life you're connected with, but you don't really get to reach outside of that circle. So I think this is a fun way to find people who have similar interests as you and create things with them and collaborate in that way and have that
Awesome.
connection with them.
Is that right now we are still in closed beta, so it's fundamental to get the feedbacks and work hand in hand with students on campuses. We have 15,000 students on our wait list and daily growing, which humbles us, right? But truly releasing to what I like to call of co-conspirators, early adopters, the one who understand the vision and basically today help us build that vision through optimization, through feedbacks like you are doing, Nisat. Now imagine a near future where you are on campus, right, and you look around campus in your in truly any corner, right, and you would see a different part of campus with those digital graffitis decorated or digital graffiti placed, right, where you can interact with those digital graffitis. You can see who the creators are. You can chat with them. If they're online, you see them in AR, right? How do you think that is making you feel belong? How do you think this world that you beautifully said, this new dimension could transform your daily life?
I think it's pretty exciting. Like, for example, when you're going to class, instead of consuming content, you can kind of look around the campus, see what other people placed um, down, and see if something interests you. And if it does, then you can chat with a new person. I love meeting new people on campus. I always want to find people who have similar interests outside of like my classes. So being able to discover what other people create, I think that's pretty exciting, and being able to chat with them, meet others, I think it will change the way that we socialize with other people. We're kind of doing it through the signals that other people create, the graffitis that other people create, and just meeting new people in that way, I think will revolutionize how we meet others, how we interact with other people.
Wow, wow, you blew my mind. I mean, humbled, very. I'm getting goosebumps because when as an entrepreneur, and the team, kudos to the entire digital team, love you guys out there. When you are building something totally new, and with the value proposition of fostering community, a new way to socialize, and here comes Nisad and says exactly the same, a new way to socialize. So this is very very. So maybe Nisad, second last question. What is the core value that resonates with you of what we do at Digital with Vyry?
I think one of the core values that resonated with me a lot is just bringing back connections with others, because social media is really going in this direction where it's very, again, individualistic. So everyone's kind of looking out for themselves, and it's creating this new culture and a lot of anxiety surrounding people. Just what am I going to do? And there's not really that sense of community like we may have had before with early social medias. Um, Earlier, you were connecting with people who maybe you would know more, and now I feel like it's more influencer culture. So I think having more of that collaboration would be a lot better for us. And so
Why? Why?
that's,
Why is it? Why?
I, I think people, there's like a very big loneliness epidemic that is coming up, especially with college students. I see a lot is maybe someone sitting on their own and they're not really interacting with others. Maybe they don't even know where to go to, especially in their classes if they don't resonate with the people there. So I think having this new way of discovering new people is something that is really important, and um, we can help foster that through something like this platform where people can find other people who have similar interests as them. through the digital expedies, and that could be a bridge into meeting them versus maybe people who may have more anxiety. Especially, I feel like the new generation has more anxiety meeting other people because of the culture that's
Mm,
been coming up with social
wow.
media.
Well
It will
said.
help them.
Well said. Well said. Thank you for sharing all these insights. Wow, this is a class for me. I'm learning a lot. Thank you so much. Nisat, ready for the last question, is it?
Yes.
All right, all right. So imagine you are meeting grandma, grandpa, and say, "Hey, Nizat, I heard you spoke with this guy there in the Bay Area, Silicon Valley, right, about an application. What is it about? What is it? How would you describe vyry to others?"
In terms of maybe the older generation and even the newer generation, especially for people who may have not heard that much about it before, if it was an older generation, probably speaking in terms of what they already know, would help describe what vyry is. So, for example, taking a photograph, getting an object is one thing. And with traditional social media, you might just post that. But with vyry, you can collaborate with other people to create a new product. So instead of the product being that one picture that you take of that one object, different people take different pictures of objects, combine them together to make a new product, and everyone can use that and place it around in their world. So I would say it's kind of merging physical and digital reality. So when you go around in your real world now, you can create a product and have it, in a sense, be more tangible that you can see it somewhere that you interact with maybe on a daily basis. So it kind of merges that more. And it's just a cool way to interact with other people and create things with other people, spark your creativity in that
All right,
sense.
I love it. A cool way to meet new people in a creative way, in a new dimension. Listen, thank you so much. This was a blast. I do appreciate taking the time to share this with our audience. And I'm looking forward, obviously, to hang out in our vyry world. And with that, thank you so much, audience, for the attention. Give it up for Nisat. Nisat, thank you so much. And high five virtually, right? I'll see you in the vyry world. Bye.